December saltwater estuary box, and it's a cracker this month, so let's have a look. Righto, starting off with the surface presentation in the box this month from Demiki is a little Umpa 40, so it's a little 40mm cut face popper. This is going to be perfect over the flats looking for your brim and your whiting, or even casting up next to someone's pontoons or along a rock wall as well, looking for those foraging brim that could be a little bit further out from the flats or that heavier structure. But for me, I often had coastal for Christmas, and I love to fish the flats chasing whiting, so something like this in only a couple of feet of water or less is going to be absolutely dynamite for that. And brimmer and oyster racks as well, also good, but you often will find these brim. You often will also find these brim coming up onto these flats where the whiting are too, so you can catch, you know, a whole host of different species with it. But then going into your two soft plastic options this month, here one from Demiki and one from Atomic. So you got the Atomic Plazos here, which is more like a little shrimp or a yabby kind of a profile. So this is the Plazos 3-inch. I've got the grey ghost colour, and then the Demiki is the Demiki Armour Shad in the 3-inch. So two different presentations. Going to be absolutely perfect for flathead. That's probably my #1 Christmas species whenever I had coastal. It's nice and warm. You can get up nice and early as well with that rising sun and chase the flathead. With the Demiki, I'm going to rig this up on a lighter jig head, cast up current and let that jig head and the current do all the work for me. So as it slowly sinks in the current, let it swim on its own. And then once it hits the bottom, couple hops back up into that current, and that current will keep bringing along for you. Cover a lot of ground really, really quickly. Now, if you're fishing more flats for the big lizards and stuff as well, that's when I might opt for the Atomic's Plazos, because then you're going to be looking or imitating like a little saltwater yabby, which is going to be perfect. I'll put this on like a slightly heavier jig head, like a 1/6 or a 1/4 ounce, and just do like a small hopping retrieve straight back to me as well with them ones. But if you're chasing the bigger flathead or any other bigger species that are in your estuaries this month, we've got two crackers here for you. This one here from Rapala, huge minnow style profile, which is going to be awesome for bigger flathead. You can either troll it or work it on the cast over some of the shallow flats. This is the Rapala Max Wrap in the 11. This is 13 grams. So you can get a nice long cast with this and cover a lot of water. If you've got a boat or a kayak, try and get out to where you find those flats, sit on the edge of it, cast up onto the flats and twitch it and work it back. It's gonna be dynamite. If you're in a boat and trolling's your thing, go for it. You can troll with this. The swimming depth for this is 0.3 to 0.9 meters. That's 1 to 3 feet. So anything with that sort of a drop off along those shallows or with some weedy edges is gonna be absolutely dynamite to troll this around. And last but not least, this is a big craze in the flathead community at the moment, glide baits and swim baits. So we have one here from Fishcraft. This is the Fishcraft Dr. Glide. So a big glide bait here with some heavy trebles pre-rigged underneath it. Gonna be perfect for, once again, those shallows. So anything from sort of 3 foot or less is absolutely dynamite for this sort of thing. I've got here the spotted herring colour, which is actually going to be great in both dark and fresh water because the silver flash and the darker colour, so it'll create a good silhouette. And this one here is the floating style. So you can obviously get floating or slow sinking or even suspending swim baits and glide baits. So the floating one that I've got here, I'm probably going to aim for the shallow water, so 1 to 2 foot is going to be plenty for this, even for your big flatheads. They're going to be coming up and looking for their prey to feed on, i.e. you know, little whiting that you might have been chasing with your Umpa popper. Flathead are looking for that same feed. Throw the big glide bait and you're going to catch yourself a big flatty. And that's it for the saltwater estuary box this month. Plenty of goodies in the box for you this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au. Pick a box that's right for you. Have yourself a very Merry Christmas and welcome to the club.